Hey guys, in today's lesson video, I'm going to talk about how to create a proper release. Because in my opinion, creating a proper release is the easiest way for an everyday golfer or an amateur golfer to elevate and take their game to the next level. Because with a proper release, it's going to help you create better contact and impact. It's going to help you increase your club head speed, and it's also going to help you gain total distance with every single golf club in the bag. So before we talk about the proper release and before we get into the lesson video, I recently saw a video clip of Patrick Reed talk about the release concept, and it was like music to my ears because that's what I talk about, that's what I think about, and that's what I preach in my lessons. So let's go watch that lesson video first, and then let's get straight back into my lesson.
Well, the only way you can keep that club out front is by moving the chest and rotating forearms. A lot of people, when they tip, they don't move their chest and it's all arms. So if you're not moving your chest, what happens is the club then will pass and flip up. So you're not adding lock. You always want the club to stay neutral. To figure out neutral, you go through.
So hopefully you guys like that little lesson clip, and in today's lesson video, I'm going to talk about how to create a proper release and how to practice step by step, and I'm going to talk about some things that can go wrong and how to fix those problems along the way. So a proper release, just like Patrick Reed said, a proper release, all that is that for a right-handed golfer, it's when the golf club from the right side of our body goes to the left side of our body. That's what a proper release is. And the only way that the golf club can go from the right side of our body to the other side, the left side of our body, is if we have forearm rotation and chest rotation in this fashion right here. So let's talk about how to practice to get into those positions, and let's talk about some things that we have to be careful of and what we can add later on as well. So when we want to get into that position, when we want that forearm rotation, the best way, the easiest way to do it is to get the golf club just level towards the ground and make these little baseball swings. Make these baseball swings. That's the easiest way to feel the forearm rotation in this fashion right here. And if you're a golfer that keeps the club face open, slices off towards the right, if you're a golfer that doesn't have distance, you're probably not releasing the golf club correctly. So at first, with this forearm rotation move, it's gonna feel like the club face is all over the place. And I guarantee you, it's good for your golf swing right now, because as soon as we add the big muscles, the chest rotation, and one more piece that we're going to add at the end, once we add the big muscles into the release and the forearm rotation, it's not going to feel as bad and as extreme. So please, if you don't have a proper release, if you don't have club head speed, if you lack distance, if you don't have the contact that you want, because most everyday golfers don't have a good compression and impact because the club face is wide open. So we have to gradually add that forearm rotation and have that gradual shutting of the club face. So even if it feels awkward at first, I guarantee you it's the right move, and it's not gonna feel as extreme if we add the big muscles later on. So the first move is level towards the ground and make these little baseball swings. This is what it should feel. So from that position, what we wanna do is just go towards the golf ball and then just try to get a couple golf swings into your system just with the forearm rotating over in this fashion right here, just like the baseball swing at a different angle. Now from that position, now we have to add our chest rotation. So when we add our chest rotation, if you have the club head fly towards the other side of your body, naturally we'll have some chest rotation, but now let's try to add it into our system. So when do we add the chest rotation? That's a very good question. We don't want to do it from the start with the golf club being behind, because that's going to lead to a lot of blocks and slices off towards the right. So if you slice the golf ball, it's because your body's opening up without the club and without the forearm rotation. If you hook the golf ball, it's because you don't have the chest rotation and just the forearm rotation. So when do we add our chest opening up? It's a little different timing for everyone, but the good news is that I have a good little key point. When the golf club gets back in front of my body, so in front means anywhere from my right shoulder towards my sternum, the middle of part right here. So once the golf club gets back to around my trail shoulder to around the center of my body, that's when I want to rotate my chest open. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be at some point, gradually, when the club gets back to around in front of my body, I want to rotate my chest open as well. And it's gonna look something like this. Add the chest rotation, and I guarantee you're going to have better contact and better compression, and the golf ball is going to be a little bit more hot off the face. And I guarantee you, if you do this, at some point, we might overdraw the golf ball. But the good news is that we have one more thing to add. So when you add the chest rotation with the forearm rotation, don't be afraid of the golf ball going towards the left. we actually kind of want to overdraw a little bit, because from that point, what you have to understand is that from the top of your backswing, if you shift your weight into your lead side first, so all my weight is in my lead side, and then if I add the forearm rotation with the chest rotation, I guarantee you, we will never hook the golf ball off towards the left. So it's a sequence issue. So at first, when you practice, just do the forearm rotation, just the forearm rotation, then add the chest rotation, and the last step is we're gonna go top of your backswing. We're going to shift our weight into our lead side first, and then that's gonna help me pull down the golf club a little bit. And then from this position, now I'm going to rotate my forearms as much as possible, open up my chest, and as long as I shift all my weight into my lead side and stay in my lead side, I guarantee you the golf ball will never hook off towards the left. So just practice those couple motions, and I guarantee you we're gonna get the golf club in a way better position. And I guarantee you we're gonna have the compression and the accuracy that we want, because this 6-iron right here just went around 180 yards carry with a very, very smooth little golf swing. So let's try to get into this pattern right here with the release, and I guarantee you we're going to be on the right path. So if you guys like the lesson video, please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. And for in-person or online lessons, I'll leave all the information in the description below. Thanks, guys.